Salve, senhoras e senhores! Vamos continuar aqui a nossa jornada no The Outer Worlds. A gente tinha parado nesse exato momento aqui no vídeo anterior. A gente acabou de ligar a estação de energia, né? E eu acabei fazendo algo que eu acho que eu não deveria. E foi mandar a energia pro lugar não combinado. Isso provavelmente, né, vai ter algumas consequências que nós vamos descobrir agora. Salve, senhoras e senhores! Continuando aqui a nossa jornada no The Outer Worlds. E tomei algumas decisões no vídeo anterior que podem alterar aqui a nossa jornada. Vamos ver aí no que vai dar. Tô curtindo bastante o jogo, tá? Eu não tinha visto nada sobre o game. Até agora eu tô achando bem interessante. Bom, a gente vai ter que voltar. Cara, não dá pra desligar isso? Dá. Ele tá mandando ir pela caverna aqui. Eu não vou por aqui. Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Eu tinha falado que essa arma aqui era ruim. Eu tinha gostado dessa arma. A trilha sonora do jogo é muito boa. O barulho do vento, dos bichos no fundo também. Tá muito bem feito. Acho que eu fiz... Acho que eu fiz caca, cara.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
São.
That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
São dois.
Apologies won't give us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
Opção 3. Opção 2.
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
Ah, ok, tô indo embora.
What was that?
Tô sem cura, cara. Talentoso do companheiro. Talentos do companheiro, desculpa. Os companheiros substituem. Tem direito. Talento, acesse a página de. Tá. Jesus Cristo. Todo mundo tira. Me acostumando ainda com a mecânica do jogo. Ainda não sei o que usei o X faz, cara.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town.
Foi
And I
mal,
was
cara.
so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it? That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn
Assim que eu tive a opção
around.
de
I have
chamar
got
versão.
guards posted with orders to fire on you.
Tô indo embora.
Get ready. Open fire.
Meu Deus. Tô sem cura.
Time to collect the fine bounty.
Aí se eu entrar lá e pegar o item e vazar, vamos ver se vai dar certo.
Here they come.
Olá, amigos. Ok.
Got him.
Sou da paz, jovens. Sou da paz. Meu Deus. Não foi uma atitude muito louvada, mas... é o que dava pra ser feito no momento. Eu tô sem item de cura, deixa eu dar uma olhada no menu aqui. Tá. Isso aqui mesmo? Vou colocar 13 em cada aqui. Vou tentando deixar o meu personagem mais equilibrado possível. Todas as alterações serão perdidas. Não, não. Aplicar. Segunda botão de ataque, você carrega um ataque pesado. Tá. Beleza. Eu tinha esquecido dessa habilidade que eu tenho, né? Com o Q. Tudo bem. Tá. Beleza. Caramba, eu acho que não foi. Foi sim. Apliquei ele aqui. Cima de armaduras. Arraste itens de armaduras ou capacete até os espaços dele. Tá bom. Sobredito armadura nível 2. 4. Capacete aqui nível 6. Olha que legal. Eu posso consertar a minha armadura. Todas no nível 1. Só que essas armaduras elas não estão me dando... Vou consertar ela. Porque as restantes elas não estão me dando nenhuma vantagem. Item de cura, consumíveis. Aqui você pode usar... descartar seus consumíveis. Ser usado diretamente para ganhar vantagem. Acionar tipo de emergências vida parte superior. Tá bom. Acho que esses itens aqui eu posso até vender quando chega no local. Café mineradas. Quero tentar usar essa cura aqui. curou absolutamente nada. Tem que entender melhor isso aqui, porque eu acabei utilizando mesmo. Cura tristeza. Você vai cozinhar? Esse cara aqui. Eu ainda não sei qual é o item de cura do jogo.
I used to skip rocks in the river till Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed terraforming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Será que se eu cair aqui eu tô mudando? Vai devagar. Que grito foi esse, meu amor? É, eu tomei muito dano. Espaço das vezes ele dá um mini dash.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Tô na opção 1, quem sabe ela vem comigo.
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Opção 1.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Ok, bem-vindo à tripulação.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Bom, eu não sei, né? Então vamos perguntar.
Step 1. Pick up your power regulator. Step 2. Approach the terminal located in our engine room. Step 3. Insert power regulator. Step 4. Celebrate. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Tá. Depois eu dou uma brincada nisso. Potência vocacional. Depois eu vou usar isso com mais calma. O que essa máquina faz? Bancada. Bancada permite que conserte melhor. Permite o conserto, melhoria e modificação de Todas mantendo você bem. Não tem nada aqui, rapaz. Peguei agora também. Tá.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Já fiz tudo que tinha que fazer aqui, eu acho, né? Vamos embora. Poderia explorar mais, mas... O jogo acredito que seja longo. Podem fazer isso melhor em outros planetas. Ou outras cidades, não sei.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ok.
Aha, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain, horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Opção.
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Tá bom.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Ok, thank you.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Ok. Deixa eu pegar esse manto aqui. Pode me ser útil. Ponto holográfico. O ponto holográfico projeta um disfarce em você e seus companheiros que concede acesso a áreas restritas. Desde que você tenha o cartucho de identificação correto para a área. São fora as pessoas não autorizadas. São 5 minutos. Vou mexer nisso agora. Vamos focar no objetivo. Caramba, que da hora. Bem, pode sistema. Você pode ver todos os planetas. pontos de interesse especiais que você pode ter descoberto. Você pode navegar para tenha desbloqueio. Algumas plataformas de pouso exigem códigos e chaves especiais para permitir que você aterrisse nelas. A ação entre planetas é considerada perigosa. Os funcionários são incentivados a permanecer em casa ou no trabalho. Eu preciso ir pra onde mesmo, gente? Que eu esqueci. Não. Guarda. Deixa eu só dar uma olhada aqui. Passagem para qualquer... Para reviver seus amigos colonos em hibernação, o turbilhões precisa que você viaje até Angra Estrelar. Tá? É Angra Estrelar onde a gente precisa ir. Só que não tem nenhum nome. Deixa eu dar dia de novo aqui. Tá, então é na vanguarda mesmo. Ah tá, ok, eu tava na Terra
The
e pra cá,
groundbreaker
entendi.
has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Thank you.
Let's talk when you're
Ok.
ready.
Vamos ter mais opções de acompanhantes. Tu mesmo.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm
Oi?
in space.
That's not the point. This halfway just knocked out one of my... Customs and inspection, right this way.
Ah, tem que comprar suprimentos. Meu Deus, como é caro.
Identification, please.
São dois.
You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
São
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
São de novo.
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Ok. São de novo.
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
fazer não.
Now, hold on, it'll just take a minute.
Tá, vamos lá.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay. Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Assim, opção 1 de novo.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Encontrando trabalho aqui. Só isso mesmo.
Be seeing you.
Então tá. Tá. Fazer primeiro o favor.
Picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Tô na minha nave.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You're hearing things.
O bar?
No, seriously. There was a lot of static first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world.
Cara, ficar roubando aqui não, velho.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of
Eu ainda acho que roubar essas porcaria pode me complicar.
Purple berry fudge, a soft sour candy shop around a sweet purple berry flavored center.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Opção 1.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Opção 1 de novo.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
Essa opção 4, a opção 3, definitivamente na hora que eu usaria. Cara, vou na opção 1 de novo.
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Dois.
It must have been lost with Alex, then. One more tragedy to top the pile. Tell me, how did he die?
São 3.
You're quite right, of course. Best not to pry into such dismal things.
Opção 1. Opção 2.
Fine. You're free to go. I've removed the impound order on your ship. But before you go, I did have one request. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Opção 4.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Não. De boa. Aqui.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Cosmo Finals is scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has
No lixo eu não tô roubando, né?
thrown his pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Som.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Som.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Som.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Vamos na opção, seja o que Deus quiser.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Três.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Hey, Cap. Can we talk?
Não, tem mais coisas com ela.
Great law, is it hot in here? Or is it just my glands acting up again?
São três.
Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler. But she's no match for your pal Gladys.
Habilidade de negociação. Nossa habilidade de negociação é que... Sua habilidade para negociar preço. Tá. Sei lá, vou comprar isso aqui. Não só. Tá, agora eu posso vender. Não vai ter mais nada. Mais coisas que eu tenho que falar.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
4.
What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom?
So,
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
são 2.
Chief Junlei Tennyson. Used to be she was chief engineer before her mama passed, and she took the helm. She's neck-deep in the ship guts by day, slap-fighting with the board by night.
São 2 de novo.
Go right ahead, sweetheart.
2.
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear?
São 2.
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
Opção 1.
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
São 2.
Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way.
São 1.
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing.
São 1.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Tem mais coisas ainda.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
São 2.
Yes, dearie?
Huh?
Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fella like you, I'd think. Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Ué,
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
entendi.
Yes, dearie? Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fella like you, I'd think. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Tem que falar com ela ainda.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Confesso que eu não entendi essa parte. Tô meio confuso.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go.
Que ele fecha a
Anytime,
conversa.
sweetheart. You know where to find me. Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Fada? Compre uma chave de navegação. Mas eu não tenho todo esse dinheiro. Tá. Voltar pra nave então. Tentar ir pra Terra, né? Isso. Ó. Missão é essa aqui. Para reviver todo amigo. Compre de leve uma chave de navegação. Eu estou disposta a dividir a chave de navegação para instalar por 1000 bits. Seu trabalho é investigar um pedido de socorro em Terra 2. Tá. Vamos pra Terra 2 então.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by, just to take a closer look. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
Manda opção 1.
Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired.
Eu vou contratar porque eu tenho um só e quero ver o que acontece, né? Se depois eu posso trocar.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14% of the expected value.
Tá. Então eu vou na Terra 2. Vou tentar fazer o que foi solicitado. Deixa eu só confirmar se é isso mesmo. Vou em Terra 2. Tá, vou ficando por aqui. No próximo vídeo a gente continua essa missão aqui e ver se é isso mesmo que tem que ser feito. Beleza? Valeu, falou.